हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल। सो आज हम ये देखेंगे कि स्प्रिंग टूल वीएस कोड के साथ कैसे इंस्टॉल करेंगे या फिर कैसे कॉन्फ़िगर करेंगे। एज वी नो, STS3 is deprecated, and if you open the tools 3 STS all, then you will see this page. Oops, the page can't be found. Okay, so let's see for STS4. So Spring Tools 4 is the next generation of Spring tooling for your favorite coding environment. Okay, so basically it is available for Eclipse, VS Code, or TIA IDE. Okay, so today we'll check for a VS Code. Just go on to this site, Spring IO Tools. Here you will see Spring Tools for Visual Studio Code. Go into this. Then if you have already installed VS Code in your system, then you can install directly from this site, or you can install from VS Code plugins extensions. So open the extension and then search for Spring. Then you will get this result, Spring Initializer, which is helpful for creating a new Spring project. Okay, Spring Starter project. Then another is a Spring Boot dashboard, which is useful for another is a Spring Boot tools. Then Spring Boot extensions pack, which is in this one, Spring Boot extensions pack. You can install directly from the VS Code as well. Okay. After this installations, just restart your VS Code. Okay. Then you can just press Control Shift P. Open the command palette of VS Code and search for Spring Initializer. Here you can see Spring Initializer, add starters, create a Gradle project, and create a Maven project. Okay. Click on create a Maven project. Here you will see the versions of Spring Boot. Okay. Now I'm using 3.0.9. Then you can select your appropriate language, Java, Kotlin, or Groovy. I'm using Java here. Then give the group ID of your project. Let's say com.demo spring. Click enter, and then give artifact ID demo spring. It should be in a small letter, small character, demo spring. Press enter. Then specify packaging type. Here I am using jar. Then Java version is 17. Okay. Now you can add your dependencies here at the time of Spring project creation. Okay. So here I am adding a JPA, Spring Data JPA for SQL, and the MySql driver. Okay. And adding web, Spring web. Okay. After adding required dependencies, click enter. Then select project location where you want to save your project. Okay. So here I have created one folder, project, Spring project. So generate, okay, in this folder. Okay, you will see one notification successfully generated. Location is project, Spring projects, and demo stream. Okay, just click on open. Then project will be open in this in VS Code. Okay, here you can see project is open. If you go into the form XML, here you will find dependencies that we have added at the time of project creation, like MySQL, then Spring Web, Spring JPA, and Web. Okay. In src folder, you will get all the your coding files and Java files. Here you can see our main file is created. Okay, at the left side at bottom you can say Spring Boot dashboard. Click on this, you will see your all Spring Boot project list here. From here you can stop your application, and you can debug or restart. Okay, let's move to the MySQL Workbench setup. So here I opened the MySQL community download page. So you can download for Windows from here. Go into this and download MySQL Workbench 8.0.34, which is the latest version. Download MySQL installer. Okay, through installer, so download the 8.0.34 version of the MSI installer. Okay, here I have already downloaded MySQL installer community and MySQL Workbench community. Okay, open it MySQL Workbench and just double click here. Then okay, let's install this. Welcome to setup wizard for MySQL Workbench 8.0c. Click next. Then here you can set your location for to install the MySQL Workbench. Okay, you can change from here. Click next. Select complete and click next, and do install. Click on install button. Okay, wizard completed. Select launch MySQL Workbench now if you want to open right now. Then click finish. Okay, so you'll see the welcome to MySQL Workbench. And now double click on installer community. Okay, here you can see MySQL Workbench is installed and available. And now click on the add. Then you can select MySQL Server expanded, Server 8.0. Okay, select this and click on this green arrow to add products to be installed. Okay, then click next. Here you can see MySQL Server ready to install. Then click execute. Then you can see status is installing. Wait for a few minutes. Progress. You can see progress. Install is complete. Status is complete. Now click next. Now our server is ready to configure. Okay, click next. Then you can configure your server like on where you are installing, like on development computer or server computer or dedicated computer. Select appropriate option, then you can check connectivity TCP IP, and you can change port here if you want. Set port and click next. Use strong password encryption. Next, you can give your strong password, confirm it. Okay. Then you can add a new user if you want. Click OK. You can select host, or you can set all hosts. Okay, click OK. Here you can see username is created, user is created, and user role is dbadmin. Same way you can create multiple users here and give the appropriate role: dbadmin, backup admin, db designer, etc. Click next. Windows service name MySQL 80. Start the MySQL server as system starter. You can uncheck this or check this. If you check this, then MySQL server will start automatically when your system is up and system is start. Okay. Next, you grant full success. Select appropriate options. Next, then click on execute. Our setup is successful. The configuration for MySQL server was successful. Click finish to continue. Finish. Next. Finish. You can see MySQL Workbench and MySQL server is successfully configured. Now go to the MySQL Workbench. Here you can see connection list, or you can if there is a blank, then click on the plus button, then give a connection name. Bring my connection, okay. Then host name and port number, which is 3306, okay. Then give a username, click test connection. Connection made successfully, okay. Then click OK. Here you can see Spring MySQL connection. Open that. Okay. Now you will see SYS as a default DB. Okay. To create a new schema or to create a new database, you can write SQL query here, create database, or simple way you can create a new schema from here. Let's say employee DB. Okay. Then click apply, create schema, click apply. SQL script was successfully applied to the database. Finish. You can close it. Here you can see employee DB is created. Okay. Now to create a table inside the employee DB, right click on the table, then create table, give table name, say employee table. Okay. Then you can add a column here, ID, this is my primary key, then name, non-null. Okay. You can add column here as well, then click on the apply. Here you can see a raw query created, create table employee DB employee table. Okay. Click apply, finish. You can close it. Here you can see employee table is created. You can see ID and name column is there. Okay. Now let's see for Spring Boot to MySQL connection. Okay, open that project that we have earlier created, demo Spring. Go into the SRC, in SRC main, then open resources, inside resources, application.properties, open that, and write this all for MySQL. Data source URL is a JDBC colon MySQL colon // then your server name localhost, then your port number and your DB name. Our database name is employee DB, employee for DB, then username, and if you have password, then you can write password here. Okay. And then class name, which is a com.mysql JDBC drive. Okay. Now open the Java folder and create one more folder in Java com demo screen. So in this package, create a new folder, name a model, create another one for controller, and one more is for repository. Repo. Okay. Now inside model, create one class, Java class, so for our employee entity. Class employee. Annotate is entity. Import Jakarta persistent entity. Okay, and now annotate as generated value and give strategy as generation type dot auto. And then create variable integer id. Another is string name. Okay. So now here entity means it will create the table if not exist in our database. Okay, and our database connection is here employee database, employee DB. So it will look into this into the employee DB, and it checks if there is a employee table already created or not. If there is a not created, then it will create the employee table with the column ID, which is auto generated, and another column is a name. Okay. Okay, here one more thing. Just create a getter and setter for this two uh, two variables, ID and name. Okay? Get ID, set ID, get name, set name. Okay? And now come into the employee repository. Okay, now let's create a repository class. Right click, new file, then employee. Let's say employee repo dot Java. The employee repo dot Java class. Sorry, it is required interface for JPA repository. Let's create one interface employee repo which will extend JPA repository, and it contains two value as in the triangular bracket, which is employee, which is our entity class, and the return type of our ID, okay, which is integer. If you open the class definition, then you will see there is a template, and second is a ID. Okay, so ID is our auto incremented ID, which is created in employee entity. The name is ID, and the data type of that ID is integer. So here you have to give the same data type as you are given in this file while creating the entity. Okay. Suppose if I given long as a ID, then you need to give long here. Okay. Okay, and this is our JPA repository class. And then create a controller, create new file. Let's say employee controller dot Java. After creating the employee controller class, annotate this as a controller. So it will indicate this is our controller class. Okay. Again, you can give a request mapping path here. Request mapping, and in a bracket, you can give a value. Let's say emp. Okay. So this path will comes after the our base URL. Base URL means our localhost colon port number / then emp will come there. Okay. Now in the controller, uh, create request mapping for post and get method. Okay. So for post method, you can give a post mapping as annotation, post mapping, and give a return type of employee or anything you can give it here. I mean, you can give void as well, so it will not return any value. For just demonstration, I'm giving a employee as a return type, which is our entity class. Let me refactor this. Employee. Rename the file name as capital. Okay. Then employee. Okay, looks good. Now employee. Give a meta name add employee. Then here you can give a okay, for post mapping or for this particular method you can give the end path like add. So for this post mapping our URL will be like this: http:// localhost : your port number /emp/add. So URL will be like this. Okay, and now here it give the body request body and write your entity class. Okay. And return the same employee. Now to access the JPA repository, you need to auto-wire the JPA repository. Auto-wire is nothing but the wire is inject your object of that class. Okay, it is just like a dependency injection. The Spring Boot provides the auto-wire annotation, and internally it will handle everything. Like it will inject the object file. So here we'll annotate our repository class. Our repository class name is employee repo. Employee repo. Okay. Import the class. Here you can see repository.employee repo. Sorry for naming convention. You can give E capital, C capital, camel case. Okay. And do same for employee repo. Rename in capital. Capital. Okay. Looks good. Employee repo. Now you can access your database methods from the JPA. Okay. Like you can see here there is a delete all and delete all by ID, delete by ID fetch. Okay. And for save there is some method save and pass the entity input. Okay. So request body mapping is accept request body in a JSON format, and the key for the JSON will be same as we given here: ID, name. Now let's create a get mapping to read all the data from the employee table. Get mapping. You can leave it blank, no need to give path. For all, it is a option. If you remove this dot add, it will identify based on the request method, like post method. If you hit API for post method, then it will get called add employee. And if you hit API for get method, then it will call the get employee method from controller. Get employee. There is no required any parameter. Here from employee get find all. Okay, so it will return all the employee records from the table. Employee. Okay, yeah, it will return in the list. Okay, because there are multiple records, right? So give the return type as a list of employee object. Import collection Java util. Okay, again here return type should be list of employee class. Let's check for add and get method first, then I will show by removing this. Okay, I will show by removing this. Okay, okay, our controller is ready, model entity class is ready, repository class also ready. Now go into the Spring Boot dashboard and click on your project demo Spring and click on start button, run button. Meanwhile open the postman. Okay, perfect, our project is running, and now Spring Boot, here you can see green, and that means our project is running without any error. So you can see here Tomcat started on port 8080. Okay, so you can access your localhost using port number 8080. So let's check for add employee. So our URL path will be localhost colon 8080 slash add, sorry, emp, then slash add. Okay, go into the postman, select the method for post, because the mapping is a post mapping, because we are passing something to the this method. So here our URL will be http colon double slash localhost colon 8080 slash emp slash add. Okay, now our body will be raw JSON, and our body parameter will be the same given in the entity class, and that means id and name. In our case, id and name is our body parameter. So so here you can ignore the id because this is the auto generated id, so just pass the name inside the body name. Okay, click on send. Not found emp add. Okay, so here I have made mistake. So here we need to annotate as a REST controller. Okay, not a controller. Make sure you are annotating as a REST controller for your employee controller. Okay, now let's save it and to restart. Okay, Tomcat started on port 808. Okay, great. Now go into Postman, emp let's add, click send. Here you can see our ID is 402 and name is Swapnil. So ID is auto generated. Okay, now open new tab, enter URL for get all. Okay, and method mapping is a get mapping and end path is a get all. Okay, and now click send. Here we can see two data has been created in our database. If you go into the workbench, enter query, select star from employee db dot employee and click run. Here you can see two records has been created. Let's create one more. Recorder, click send. It get all API. Here you can see coder is come. If you go into workbench and rerun this query, you can see coder has been created in table. Okay, so yeah, now let's remove this value equal to emp, remove this package, save and do restart. Okay, yeah, start. Okay, started. Now if you go into postman and click the same URL, emp/add. If you enter the same URL, emp/add, you will see the error not found. Now just remove the emp and click add again. Yes, it's success. 200. Okay. Now same for get all. Here, just remove the emp, hit enter, get. Okay, coder 1 2 3. Now again, if I remove this, add and get all. Let's see what happened. And now restart the application. Okay, started. Go into postman. If I hit for get all, then you will see not found. If I remove the get all and just click send, you can see result is fetch here. And if I do same URL for add, you can see the record has been added, and you can see here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So what happened here, it will map through the method map using the method. It means URL is the same, but it differentiate using the method. Here I have used the post method, so it will execute this block of the code, add employee, because this method is having post mapping annotation. And if I change it to the get and click send, then it will redirect to the get mapping method and execute this method code and return the employee list of employees. Okay guys, so that's it for today. Update, delete, this one, put, patch, delete. Okay, thank you guys, bye bye. If you like this video, please let me know in comment type, and if any improvement required, please let me know. Thank you guys, bye bye, have a nice day.